It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. As you can see, I stepped up the quality of the background. I know you was tired of seeing the old trap spot, so I moved the whole operation to a new abode. I hope you guys like the aesthetics of the place, man. I did this for y'all, you know what I'm saying, the Best of Bias listeners. But anyways, enough of the cushy shit. In the building, as always, we got AKA.
What's up with you?
What it do? We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's not even waste any time, man. We just dropped last week. You dropped episode 5 of the Loki review and some pop culture stuff. Go check that out on the website. Go check that out on YouTube. Actually, let's talk about the YouTube. The video was up, but it got flagged a little bit. Some of the clips we got, our clips be too up to date and too good. Our information be too good, so. We had to take it down and re-edit it a little bit to get some proper footage in that they'll allow us to put up. So that video should be up soon. We're uploading it as we speak. You'll probably get it soon, and then you'll get number 6 right here, right after some quick editing. But today we're talking about episode 6, the finale of Disney and Marvel and Disney Plus's Loki. We've been talking about it all season, and we've been building up to this episode 6, this finale. What you thinking, AKA? You already know what to do. Give us the overview of the episode. First of all, how you feeling today, by the way?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I fucking knocked out for a minute earlier, but feeling good. Need to get back into. Huh?
Go ahead.
I need to get back into working out. We have to remove the weights and stuff from over here because they have to go back to where it was from. So
I feel that.
I got my weights.
I got my Peloton shoes. I'm out here on the Peloton biking it up. Shoot, that's some good.
What the fuck is Peloton shoes? I don't know what that is.
Peloton. You know what a Peloton is? Like the bike. It has the TV on it. It has classes and shit. You can ride with instructors. Oh shit! Yeah, we got one of those. My mom ordered one, and for the Peloton, you got to have specific shoes to actually, ride it. They lock into the pedals, and you have to buy certain shoes that give you specific shoes for the Peloton when you buy it. So I had to grab me some on Amazon because my mom only got one with her subscription. But you can have unlimited profiles when you get the bike. So I got my shoes. I get on there. It has anywhere from 10 minutes to hour-long rides. And each coach is like live. They can do live classes or previously recorded. And the coach will give you like little intervals and shit. And like as you're going uphill, downhill and stuff like that. It's good ass workouts.
Okay, sure.
But yeah.
I'm going to start doing push-ups. And we still got a little bit of weights here. But I think the heaviest ones are like 45 dumbbells. So do what I can with those. But I guess it's just a bunch of cardio. I gotta get back in it. I gotta get back into hitting the bag, but like something right here hurts like a motherfucker in my forearm.
I feel that.
Because I was hitting the bag like every day for like 30, 40 minutes at a time before the workout.
Mm-hmm.
Shit just started to fucking kill. But
I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, also, do you want to let the Best of Bias listeners know, address the crying video you had on social media today? Video you had on social media. Let everybody know you're okay.
I'm good.
If they were concerned, there's nothing wrong. It was a joke, and it was a good one because he had me at the beginning of it too until I noticed afterwards he had some onions and he was just making them tear up. So it was just
That's some motherfucker. Those are the strongest onions I ever cut in my life.
Just punching your ass in the eye, giving you the old 1-2.
Exactly.
I feel that. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this episode. So what do you think? Give us a brief overview, what you thought of episode 6 of Loki, the penultimate episode, the finale. What do you think?
I thought it was great. I like the even though it wasn't like super actiony, it had like a little bit of back and forth between Loki and Sylvie. But I thought it was great. I liked the portrayal that what's his name again? Something Majors. What's his name?
I think it's Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. I like his portrayal of He Who Remains / Kang the Conqueror, a variant of him. He did a really good job. I like the portrayal. I like the betrayal between Loki and Loki, how, our Loki, who is the original Loki, who normally is considered to be a hothead, just a
Right.
jackass, is like the one who was realizing that, oh shit, he might be telling the truth. And then the new Loki is the one who's like just bent on vengeance, and and it was a good episode. I like the setup they had going. I like where it looks like it's going. I like the whole what is it again? What is the ending reminded me of something? Not Planet of the Apes, but was it Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, they did mention Planet of the Apes, so they saw the
Oh
statue.
yeah, okay, yeah, it was like at the end of Planet of the Apes when they go to the Lincoln Memorial, and it's
Yeah,
the monkey version of him. It
yeah.
kind of had that feel. So it was a good episode. I liked it. Great opening for the multiverse, and great explanation for the multiverse.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah, and I really want to say I want to see Jonathan Majors portrayals because that character was such like, I don't say innocent, but he played the role really well to where he looked like he was not threatening at all.
right,
And we know that Kane is supposed to be super threatening and going to be
right.
a big level. So I want to see his flip on that to see how he plays that off because he's going to be playing a lot of different versions of himself. So he's going to have to be a real diverse actor.
Yeah, for sure. That the explanation of it was really, really sick, and the reveal to me, because we were calling it the whole season, we kind of hoped it would be Kang, or a version of him at least. In the end, that was actually up to all, up to the TVA, and trying to keep all this shit in order. We're behind the robotic timekeepers and all this shit. I don't know, man. I was kind of, conflicted when they actually got to him and he was having a conversation as well, because I was thinking to myself, like, this guy's a bad guy. He's been killing people. Ruined Sylvie's life, destroyed her parents and her timeline, all that shit. But I was kind of still feeling where he came from. If all the other versions of
Yeah.
him were, crazy ass people that are trying to conquer the world and will destroy the world, and everything would come to a cataclysmic end if he didn't do what he did.
The lesser of two evils type of
Right.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just kind of felt like they should have took him up on the offer of somebody just running the TVA. And I don't know, maybe killing him, if you're going to kill him, maybe you should have took him up on that offer anyways, just so you can try to keep things in order rather than just killing him and have no thought or no, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't really think of trying to take over the place. If you're not thinking of doing that, what's your penultimate goal? Like, you just kill him to kill him?
Just to have revenge. Yeah, stupid.
Yeah,
And then he said that like I'll be back clearly
right.
because he said that he's from the 31st century, which hasn't happened yet. So
Yes.
if you do this, he's just gonna be back. So
Right, exactly. And I guess she was saying she was doing it for free will for people. But I kind of still feel like, I don't know.
My thing is how come he didn't know what happened after a certain time period? Like, he said that he knows everything up until a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, so who does know that then?
Right. I think it was because he thought they were going to take the deal to take over the TVA. And since they didn't do it after a certain point, they're like, fuck. He was like, fuck, I don't really know what's going to happen after here. Now it's like really up to you guys. If you decide to take it over, you guys can, you're going to, keep shit from going crazy. But if not, I don't care because I'm going to be
I don't know.
reincarnated. But
He seemed like he knew something because when it happened, he had a big smile on his face. He never looked like anything affected him really.
Right, because then he knew if he died, he's gonna be reincarnated, so it didn't really matter to him either way. It's just that if he comes back, he's gonna come back ready to kill shit, ready to destroy the world.
Well, not really. I mean, I don't think he meant it in that way. I think he meant it in as far as what happened to him, as far as all the Kanes trying to take over the universe, had already happened and hasn't happened yet. So once she kills him, she's gonna make it happen again. So what happened before is just gonna happen again. So like he won't come back ready to kill shit. Other versions of him will, but the version of him that was there present will just be born again, and it's gonna come back to the same realization is what he meant.
Oh, I feel
kind of complicated.
Yeah, pretty deep, pretty goddamn deep. But yeah, shoot. And I guess like if you want to do this backdrop from what happened in the last episode, they enchanted. They keep saying the freaking cloud's name, but I don't remember it. What's the cloud's name?
Damn it.
But anyways, Like I was watching a video after the
Like
episode was over.
I keep wanting to say Artemis, but it's not. It's something like that though.
Yeah, it's after the A. I know that for sure. The purple cloud shit. People, I watched a video after review episodes like I actually, I usually do. They said that the eraser bombs or whatever they're calling them, the bombs that they're planning to erase the timelines. It looks
Yeah.
something like the cloud inside of the bombs, like pieces of the cloud that are going and eating the timeline, or sending it over to where he was and just kind of eating it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It looked kind of related to what the cloud looked like, basically.
I'm pretty sure it was sending them there because when you go to the void, you see that there's like random parts of different parts of the world there, which means that they probably put them there and it just send them to that place. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I remember they all turned purple and shit. So yeah.
Right. So, yeah, it's weird. And it's interesting that he was actually able to conquer the beast and use him as a pet to, like, I don't know. I would like to see what happened. Maybe they'll show it. Maybe like season 2 or what happened.
Yeah, because he didn't seem all powerful at all. So yeah, like what would he have done? I mean, I'm clearly he's supposed to be really smart, but like what would he have done to be able to conquer this beast or this big cloud thing and make it his guard dog?
Yeah. Yeah. That would be interesting. Do you think there's gonna be a season 2?
They said they're gonna be a season 2.
Oh shit, I didn't
You didn't watch the end of it?
Yeah. I watched the end of it, but
it said the very end of it said stay tuned for Loki season 2.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that. I guess I didn't see that part. My bad. I'm a bad reviewer, guys. I didn't check that part out. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I kind of want to say about the episode, but I feel like not like much happened besides the explanation of what was going to happen if they actually killed him. Actually, Mobius getting back to the TVA and confronting Ravonna.
Yeah, and that kind of got me off guard because I'm like, I was hoping that Mobius would have some sort of fighting skill. He clearly did not at all. It's like how many thousands of years you've been doing this, and they just didn't teach you how to fight. Taught everybody else how to fight. What kind of fight? They taught Ravonna how to fight, and maybe that other one, B-15, but they clearly didn't teach him how to fight at all.
Right. Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked the way that they set it up to like let the other agents know that they're all variants. The way they did that, and I still don't understand. Like, I mean, I kind of understand Ravonna's point of view, Renslayer, how she's like, I don't know what's going on, but all this had to be set up for a reason.
Right.
So, but I think that her way of going about it by herself instead of trying to figure it out with her friends and stuff was kind of stupid. Like instead of her just like saying, all right, let's talk this out and let's try to figure out what the real reason is because maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Instead, she's like, no, I'm gonna do it by myself. But
it's ego.
I think that it's ego, but I think they're also just setting her up for a bigger role in the MCU.
No, yeah, I for sure feel like she went ahead and went to that future Kang where Loki came out when he went back. When Sylvie kicked him through the portal.
Oh yeah,
I think she probably went to meet up with him because the future one like left the message for her, and she went through the portal and went to him in the future.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what happened.
Or maybe she just when she jumped to that whatever that area she went to, it kind of like parallel with the other one getting stabbed or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it changed right when she went through.
Yeah, so she probably was like, all right, well, I'm clearly somewhere else. Let me go ahead and figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
and that's probably how she ran into him. And I mean, of course, he would know what's going on because he's like the master of the time. So
yeah,
I just want to see what they do as far as powers wise because he is literally just a human. He's just a man. But let's see how much more technology they had in the 31st century than they do now.
Yeah,
they clearly got better technology. They got a fucking cartoon clock that can like run around anywhere she wants to and fucking jump up and scare people and shit.
Right, it's pretty sentient and can do what the hell he tells it to do, distract people. It's very interesting, very interesting. And what did you think about Sylvie kissing Loki to distract him? The first kiss.
I mean, like one thing, it's still weird, but I mean, like only because in my head I know this must be the same person, but it is what it is. I think I've gotten to the point where like I kind of see them as separate people now. So it's still weird, and I like the way that he kept saying like what did He Who Remains kept saying. He was like, "Wild, it's wild." He's like, "You're both Lokis, but so different." He's like, "It's wild," and then he's talking about how she had the little look on the lake and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I want to see where that goes to. I don't think that they're gonna just like get rid of her character, or they completely won't. So they're gonna have to play that back into the next season and how they're gonna have their relationship go from there, because she clearly didn't even want to hear out Loki, and she probably felt like he betrayed her and vice versa. So I like to see that.
That's nuts. They flipped so fast. All it took was like.
But it is Loki, so you got to expect that.
Yeah. I feel like he did a good job of trying to profess that he wasn't gonna betray her.
He tried, yeah. I thought you were being pretty
really
honest.
pretty believable. But she was just so pent up and so hard set on that revenge that she didn't really see nothing else but killing him. It's like, what's she gonna do afterwards? She fucking like there's no plan there.
She could take that little thing and just go where the fuck she wants to. Then pretty much.
Oh, she still does have it, huh? The TemPad.
Yeah, and that one seems like it's more epic than the rest of them. So
the super pad, yeah. Yep. So
now I want to see, like, I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if it was Ant-Man or one of the maybe it was Endgame, when they went into the quantum realm and they had like that little area they kept talking about that looked like a little city in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly Kane has like a little city supposed to be in the quantum realm.
Right.
I wonder if they're ever going to venture into that and like put more detail into that, like what that is.
They probably should, because he's going to be in the next Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. So
yeah, but sure. I mean, my thing is it was already there, so that's the crazy part. Yeah. So maybe they'll just say, I think that's one of the things where they can put it there and call it an Easter egg that they can delve into later on, or they can just say, no, just, you guys just saw it that way, but that's not what it was. It was just a bubble, but it looked like a city, like a legit ass city in there. So
I feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can always delve into that direction if they want to.
Oh, I also saw in the video that the thing that they're using to go into the quantum realm looks similar to the thing that He Who Remains had in his hand, kind of like a little thing between his fingers. That kind of.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was
black thing. So you never
know. I thought the one He Remains had was like a big ass circle on the wrist.
It was bigger, yeah, but it seems like a little more futuristic than the one that I think it was Scott Lang had. That's who Ant-Man's real name is. Scott Lang.
I mean, no, it was what's called Iron Man who created that.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one Iron Man gave to him. Remember? Tony Stark.
Tony Stark, Robert Downey, JJ. Yeah. But yeah, man, what did you think? You want to rate the season and put it like in order of what you like the best out of WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier? There's not much to say about this episode, much than get ready for the next season, because there's a lot. It was a lot of
dialogue. Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue. So it wasn't really like much as far as like, different scenes and stuff. It was just a really good talk and him explaining himself, and the whole battle between the other variants of himself and how that worked out. Even though I liked the episode a lot, yeah, it was as far as like what you can say about it, it's not that much. And the season, if I want to like rate them all together, I would probably put this is lowest to best. I'll put Falcon Winter Soldier lowest, even though I did like it a lot. The ending to me was way too rushed. I didn't like the rush feeling of it. And WandaVision was number 2 because I thought it was a good story. I liked the development of the MCU as far as where it went. Like it showed like better development, and you can like build off of that more than you can off of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier was literally just like an extended Avenger movie with a rushed ending. And then Loki was my favorite one. Yeah, because just Loki had character development, it had story development, it had really good writing, and it did that thing that like I spoke of with Game of Thrones with the Lannister brother who nobody liked, and he lost his hand, and over time you start to like him. Right, it kind of did. Now I never hated Loki like I hated that character. I actually just like that when he pushed that little kid out the window in the first season. I was like,
yeah.
But it's funny because it also has like a weird like incest thing going on with Loki and Loki kissing each other and shit. But I like the way they changed like your views on Loki to where, like, I mean, they were already kind of doing that. You're already kind of, with the other movies where he was somewhat good, like Ragnarok, but he still was the jackass Loki that you didn't want to trust. and I would just say that he seems a lot more trustworthy now.
I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I do see. Me personally, I liked all of them personally. They none of them were bad to me. Falcon and Winter Soldier was a little slow for me and quick at the same time. The action was in your face. They gave you all the action at the beginning, and then they gave you the plot towards the middle. And then once they did that, it was just kind of weird to me how they sped up the fact that he became Captain America. They didn't even give you time to believe that he was trained well enough to be Captain America. Then you throw him into this. They throw you into this colossal event that he's supposed to save the world as a regular ass people with his fucking super soldiers running around, on top of another bad guy being an actual super soldier. It was a lot of storylines going at once as well, and not enough time to kind of wrap it all up. So I would actually put that last as well. I personally liked WandaVision a lot, just for the trying to guess on what happens next and stuff like that. To me, it was really interesting in that aspect. Like just being able to watch reviews and try to guess what's happening next, and the fact that it dealt with magic and sorcery. I'm really kind of into the magic and sorcery type shit, and just thinking of what could happen next. The fact that they brought the X-Men character in, I thought that season was going to be the time they brought X-Men into the MCU. I got so excited about that, and just the ups and downs of it were hella cool each week. So I think I'll put that number one, putting Loki at number two in my order. I liked Loki a lot. I just felt like, me personally, I don't like usually the stories of a person being the same person over and over and over. Like, actually, the main characters has a certain set of powers, and then variations of that same character being in the show. It's just the same character over and over. And that alone, it just kind of put it on, okay, are we going to see any cameos of some Avengers in here? Are we going to see some people with some new powers we haven't seen before? Type shit like that. But I like the character development because it made us actually care about Loki in a more sense of, oh, let's just hope he loses. It gave us a kind of introspective view of how Loki was brought up, why he did the certain things he did. You know, he does all the mischievous stuff because he wants attention, because he feels like he'll be alone forever if he doesn't do these mischievous stuff to get attention.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It was just cool to kind of get a more in-depth view of who Loki is and why he does the shit that he does. Also to see him turn to become a good guy. Hopefully we get to see more of the good Loki, because, you know, me personally, I like the Marvel when they were able to find new kind of cool bad guys that had a backstory and were able to hold their own without making the Marvel characters fight each other. That's my pet peeve of these superhero shows and movies. Don't make the characters within the team fight each other and that be the bad guy of the movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, Civil War was good, but that's like you can only do it so many times.
Right. Civil War was, I think, was a showcase of all the different powers a lot of the MCU characters had. Everybody wants to see those scenes like you see on these posters of these superheroes going at each other in a full action scene, using their special powers to shoot them and see what would happen if this happened. I feel that. That was cool, but ultimately, you know, nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to get seriously hurt. You knew the outcome was going to be, oh, we forgive you and everything's going to be all good.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah, so there's no, okay, this guy might die. There's no, because I'm sure, you know, a lot of people die in fucking comics, and there's stories where people die, and a lot of this shit has to be like kind of like TV PG, TV 13 for people because it's on Disney Plus and stuff. But sheesh, I like that. I'm ready to see you know, give me a bad guy with depth. Give me Kang the Conqueror like this show kind of did, was introducing him. You know, something like that. But
well, I mean, yeah, his character would have the most depth because he's just so many different versions of himself, you know.
Right.
The one thing I would say in contrast to the WandaVision show and the Loki show, they were like kind of flipped around if you think about it. Like WandaVision was stuck in the same exact little small space, never left that space. You're always there, but you had a lot of powerful characters that all, you know, floated around in that space.
Right.
And then when you go to Loki, you have a ton of different worlds and time periods and all kind of stuff, but just the same little group of characters, you know. And it was like the opposite of it. So it made you really delve in deeper into those few characters. As far as WandaVision was more about like the shock value of bringing in more characters, while also giving you a better experience of one particular character, you know.
Yeah, my thing is though, at least like the TVA is a big ass agency. Show us another like powerful variant besides Loki. Show us at least one. You don't even have to like.
Yeah, that is a weird thing. How you have all these powerful people in the MCU and people they haven't even spoke of yet, and you don't bring in one like superpowered variant to operate in the TVA, you know?
Not even that. Just show one. Like you're arresting a superpowered person. Oh, they do a little escape scene. He kind of gets away a little bit. He uses his powers just to see a different person, just to highlight somebody else in a different power for 5 seconds. I didn't see not one other superpowered person in the show besides another Loki.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they
true.
really focused in on Loki and a lot of the stuff that he decided to do, and not really much on other people. I want at least one time see Thor besides Frog.
The beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but I liked
It's
it a lot.
funny because I read something. Saying I guess they had like an alternate ending that they had to change up due to like the pandemic, but they were supposed to bring in like a bunch of different humans or heroes from like throughout time, some that we've seen, something like that, and some that we haven't, I guess, and have them all be like the obstacle course before they get to He Who Remains, but budgeting kind of cut that. So,
I feel like.
although we did get to see like the futuristic version of Jarvis, I guess, with the little lady Time.
Yeah.
Pretty much what she was. She was just like what Jarvis could be.
I feel it. Yeah, it was interesting, man. But
And
overall, go ahead.
I was about to say, and with how animated He Who Remains personality was, it kind of makes sense that he created her because he had a really animated personality, you know. So,
I feel that. Man, so what would you give it if you were to rate it? From 1 to 10.
So by saying that, like, are we basing it on like other shows? Like, what is the standard for the 10?
Right. Yeah. So we didn't even really know. We put them in order. So what numbers would you give Captain Falcon and Winter
I mean,
Soldier?
like, and we could bring up other shows that are like I say, Game of Thrones. To me, if you take away the ending, that show's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everybody's gonna agree with me on this, but The Mandalorian to me is like a 10.
Yeah.
I love the
sure.
The Mandalorian. Yeah. So on
Quality.
that scale, on that scale, I would probably give the highest would be Loki, and I would give Loki like a nice 8.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make it to the 10. I would give WandaVision like a really, really, really close, like a slightly lower 8 because I still like that much, and I would give Falcon a 7.
Okay. Yeah. I feel that. Me personally, I would give Falcon and Winter Soldier a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I would give Loki an 8. I would give WandaVision an 8.5. The first 3 episodes really watered it down for me in WandaVision. If they would have replaced like maybe 1.5 of those episodes with, what the content they gave us in episodes 4 through 6, gave us sitcoms through 1.5 episodes instead of 3. Took us through some of the classic sitcoms a little faster, made the episodes a little longer front end, gave us the sitcoms a little early, and then switched a little bit later. I think I could have gave it a 9 or actually a 10. But the slowness at the beginning, I would have.
I would say the only thing I think that would have made WandaVision to me a little bit better is they had a bigger reveal for the end.
Yeah.
If that would make it a little like they had like reveals that were nice, like but we've already seen Vision, just now we got the Spectral Vision. And then they had what is her name? Agatha
Harkness.
Yeah, but like it ended with her being like in prison pretty much, so in her own personality or whatnot, her own self. So it wasn't like a reveal, it was more like okay, this is her, now let's go ahead and remove her from the equation for the time being. So it wasn't any like big reveals like they did at the end of Loki. Loki had a really big reveal, and it gave you like insight to what could happen later on.
Right.
With the whole universe, not just one character.
Yeah,
and
true.
To me, WandaVision ended with more of this is what could happen to this character. I mean, there's other stuff that's going on, little things, but like as far as majorly, this is one character that we can see something crazy happening with her. She's gonna be OP as fuck. We already know that though. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how WandaVision did introduce a lot of characters though.
Yeah.
You got a Proton, you got
Photon, not proton.
I knew I said something right. It didn't feel right coming out of my mouth. It did not feel right coming out of my mouth. Photon, excuse me.
Oh shit.
Proton, electron, all them niggas. But anyways, yeah, it did a really good job of that. The kids, the vision, spectral vision, like you said, that shit's pretty cool. So I hope they do a good job of bringing those characters and carrying them over, because I would love to see show characters show up in the movies and movie characters show up in the shows. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. A lot of these crossovers don't do that often.
Well, this one I think will only because they feel more like the movies. Like these shows, the production wise, are done more in the visually. A lot of money was spent on it, put it like that. Right. So, like for example, I didn't watch all the episodes, but I watched the first couple seasons of Agents of Shield, and then they had some what was that, the Peggy Carter show. I didn't watch any of that, but I probably will eventually. But I did like see like trailers of it, and it's like the production was okay, but it still was like television production, you know, like the storytelling and everything seemed more for television. So it's really hard for you to take that and then move it over to the MCU and not make it seem like it's a whole different character, a whole different show. Yeah. These ones, you can literally blend them perfectly because they feel like the same universe. They feel like the same place, you know. They were done in a similar style. So it wouldn't feel like you're moving this world to this world. It feels like you're just the same world. Now we get to see see it from a different angle, you know.
For that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For cheesy. But
definitely
yeah,
looking
man.
forward to it.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I like how MCU's putting these side characters on Front Street and making them main characters. It's cool. Wanda, Vision, Loki.
And the Hawk is coming out next, or Hawkeye?
Hawkeye, yeah.
You gonna have one? Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna get into a little bit of Black Widow in a little bit, and there's a little reveal at the end too involving our boy. Yeah. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, but yeah, you can put a little bow on that. Are we done with Loki talk?
Yeah,
is that pretty much it?
Loki was good. They did a good job with it. Kudos to them.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, Best of Bias listeners, go there to Disney Plus, download that shit, and stream it all. I mean, binge it all. You have all the episodes now, so go start episode 1. After every episode, listen to our review. Listen to episode 2, listen to our review. Watch episode 3, listen to our review. You know what I'm saying? We got you. You get to get another. And if you already seen it, watch it again and listen to the review so you can get more in depth, like viewing of it in an introspective. I'm gonna say that word a lot today. Introspective view of what we thought, what you thought, and maybe it's the same. You know, Best of Bias family sticks together. We probably think alike, but bring your bias to the table and let us know what you think. Comment, let us know at the Instagram and the YouTube, all that shit. But we're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna refill my water, and then we're gonna get into some Black Widow review. Talk a little bit about Scarlett Johansson's last movie in the MCU, as we think. I don't know. She might make a return. Who knows with all this multiverse kind of crazy.
You feel me? Yeah. They actually sets up and bring her back if they want to.
Right. Yeah. So we don't know. So it's the Best of Bias. We'll be right back with some more movie review action. It's your boy, AKA. It's your boy, Lydell Dinero. We in the building. We'll be right back. Yo.
I'm out of my element. The move that I make is elephant. These haters, they talking irrelevant. No, I get no fucks. No, I get no fucks like I'm celibate, nigga. You know that I'm out of my element. The move that I make is elephant. These haters, they talking irrelevant. No, I get no fucks. No, I get no fucks like I'm celibate.
We're back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. It's your boy, Lydell Dinero, aka in the building. Second half of this review episode, we're reviewing Black Widow. Marvel's Black Widow just dropped in theaters and on Disney Plus, of course, if you have that premiere access. Got that little extra bread to spend. Came out on the 9th, 11th, whatever, last week. let's go over it. Let's give it a little review. Did you like it? Give it the brief overview like we always do.
Did not like
Toilet
it.
water? Toilet
Yeah.
water farts?
It had potential, but it didn't capitalize on any of it.
What happened, my good sir? What happened?
Only parts of it that I liked were the relationship between Black Widow and her family, I guess. Everything else about it to me was just like done poorly. I did not like.
Fucking with it.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody hated this, but Taskmaster was just fucking like irrelevant as fuck.
Oh yeah, they ruined the character there for sure.
Yeah, they had a Power Ranger in there, and I don't know why we didn't need a Power Ranger in the movie. Only thing it was missing was a Zord, or we call them damn things.
A Megazord, of course.
Megazord, yeah. Only thing it was missing. CG when they revealed, who it was just horrible. It looked like a little bitty head on a big body. It just made no sense.
Yeah, look at a man's body with the girl's head.
Yeah,
animated.
I feel like if they wanted to make it a girl, they didn't have to do a dumbass reveal. They could have just made it a girl.
Yeah,
I'd have been perfectly fine with that. But just the way they went about it was stupid. The fact that it wasn't an ability but a program was fucking stupid.
Right.
The fact that the character who played in it, I've seen her in other movies. She's a pretty good actress. Brown. Yeah, she's a good actress and a pretty girl. They actually made her look unattractive in that movie. I think she's an attractive girl. But they made her look unattractive in that. And she had
they
zero.
Blew her face half off.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. Which is that I'm not really upset about that, but I just think that's a kudos to them for making her look unattractive when I think she's attractive. But I guess that's the only good thing they did with the character. The fact that she had zero actual speaking roles was just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fighting was good, but that was pretty much it. I didn't like the fight between the Red Guardian and Taskmaster. It was too many cut scenes. Like they cut away from it too much, so you didn't get to see it. And then it didn't really display like the funny part from the Red Guardian was great.
Yeah.
But they didn't display any of his actual. This dude's a super soldier. He should be able to at least handle himself, and fighting. But he didn't. I don't think he got a lick in on Taskmaster. So it was like, it was just they just missed the ball too many places. They had a part where he was trying to be sentimental to them because he was somewhat like a father figure to them, going for 3 years. But they just kept fucking it up with like dumbass comedy, which is like sometimes comedy is good. Like I like parts of the comedy, but it was like, what was it, a scene where he could have like did some kind of saving shit to like redeem himself, and they just shoot his ass up with a bunch of fucking what are those damn things called again? The little tranquilizer darts, and I was like, that was it was dumb. It was like a point where they could have had a nice moment, and they didn't do it. It was like, okay. Some other shit happened that I can't really remember.
They shot him up with hella tranquilizers, by the way.
Yeah, well, not one window busted when they did that, which is stupid. But okay.
Shot him with a million like that.
Yeah, but they were indoors. They didn't have windows. I don't get it. Like you didn't hear it. Yeah. And it was just like they took a character that I feel like is in many like characteristics actual superhero or villain and hero pretty much though, and has like the only like souped up character in the movie other than Taskmaster, and was like, oh, we're not going to use any of those attributes at all. We're just going to make this him just like the comic relief, and it was like, okay, that's stupid. They didn't use him for anything other than comic relief. They didn't really show too much of the other widows. They showed them at the beginning when they were all running, but they could have like played on that a little bit more. They didn't have to show the individuality of them, but at least show a little bit more of their skill, because to me it didn't display their skill that much at all.
Yeah, I didn't really like.
And I don't know. To me, it was and it like took forever to get into actual fucking plot of the movie.
Yeah,
forever. I was watching. I'm like, I really don't know what the fuck's going on through most of this. Like, I just thought maybe it was like a family reunion movie or something. But
It was a lot going on that didn't really make sense to me. The comic relief was cool, but I feel like there was a little too much comic relief.
They didn't give any moments for actual bonding with the characters and character building except for with Black Widow and her sister. That was it.
And I didn't really like the scene when they met each other at Budapest. Is it Budapest? They said Budapest?
Miss Budapest, I think, yeah. Even though
Yeah.
it's not spelled
Anyways,
that way.
yeah. When they met each other, they started fighting and breaking shit for no reason. If they knew who each
Yeah.
other were, what the fuck was the point of that? They're
It
just
really made no
destroying
it made
shit for no
no
reason.
sense. But I kind of understand it because one is like I would understand it if Black Widow's character did because she's like, okay, I know that she's from the Red Room. I don't know if she's converted over yet, or
Mhm.
is she still part of it? So, but it would make no sense for the other sister who already knows that Black Widow has already switched sides into the Avenger to attack her because she already knows she's good. So what's her reason for doing it other than I don't know the reason unless like well
Yeah.
they haven't seen each other since they was little kids, so they really have no reason.
And especially after she got the red stuff sprayed in her that undid the brainwashing, she would have no reason to want to attack.
Exactly. The only person that would
Yeah.
have a reason would be Black Widow, but she came in on peace, so
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it didn't make very much sense. But I guess it was just a good moment for some good action. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But the girl that did play, let's see, that played Yelena, she did a good
Hmm.
job. Florence Pugh, she did a
I
good.
liked her.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
I liked her. I don't know if that was really her accent. I doubt it
She's
is,
British,
but
I think.
oh, then yeah, British people got they got that whole accent thing because almost every other accent is like a variation of theirs, anyways, kind of.
Right. And then David Harbour, that man has been getting the roles, man.
But he's an actor. He's like a legit ass actor.
He's been getting all the roles. Stranger Things got his ass up in here. He's just, doing this thing, dog.
Even though even though I didn't love the new Hellboy, I would prefer the older Hellboys. I still
Oh
think
yeah.
he did a good job as Hellboy.
Hmm.
They just didn't do very good with the story.
Yeah, the
The
story was
ori-
pretty bad.
yeah, the original Hellboys were way better.
I love those movies. I love those movies a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the fact that they made the new ones rated R, they have potential to make it so much better. And they just fucking
yeah,
dropped the ball with that shit for sure, for sure. Like
definitely
to the
did.
ultimate power. But yeah, let's just talk about how they made these average ass, even though they're hella skilled at fighting and they're brainwashed. I guess that enhances them a little bit, but they made these people seem like they had superpowers. All the stunts and shit they did, they were
Oh yeah, they went into Fast and Furious mode in this movie,
yeah, for sure.
definitely.
Powered by family.
Yeah.
Fucking all that. I don't know what the fuck happened. From pushing over that chimney and
Oh my
surviving.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they.
Especially Black Widow, way like she should have broke some bones and shit. She was falling on stuff like epically.
Yeah,
Like I understand the sister just went through the window, but she was like hitting fucking like AC units and stuff on the way
yeah,
down.
fucking herself up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that shit was crazy. The part when the Taskmaster shot the arrow under the car and it exploded, and it didn't blow up the whole car. It just flipped
Oh,
over.
I thought she got hit. Was the arrow blow? Oh yeah, that part.
Yeah.
What about when she first met Taskmaster when he first came for her? He literally like demolished demolished the fuck out of the car. Like she was literally driving and it was just like a
Oh
wow,
yeah,
like with
yeah,
no brake, all gas, no brake, and she got out of the car and was able to still throw down a little bit. Like
yeah,
really?
yeah.
All right. Like
And then the fucking car with the arrow blew it up and went
that was
perfectly in the subway.
oh
And
yeah.
they got out with no scratches, no harm.
No, sister got hurt. Remember, she was bleeding.
Oh yeah. But shit, they should have been dead. They were
Yeah,
jumping
most
out of
definitely.
airplanes and just stopping their momentum and fighting on shit that was gliding in midair.
Well, that was her. She was doing some epic shit. And then you got fucking Taskmaster, who once again literally has no superpowers other than she can mimic everybody's stuff. Yeah, she was like fucking skydiving through the air, missing all this heavy ass fucking pieces of metal,
Right.
just maneuvering with no kind of flight suit, just free falling, and able to not hit shit, and then land exactly where she wants to land. And so did Black Widow, and they fight, and it's like,
They
all right,
fight
I
again
guess.
after that. Yeah.
And like they're able to fight without any wind resistant or like G forces causing them to fuck up at all. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, and fuck that scene where all the Black Widows were surrounding Scarlett Johansson and whooping her ass. All you had was like a bloody nose.
And that's another thing that's stupid is like why were they whooping her? Oh yeah, he said make it hurt. That's right. I was like, why didn't they just kill her? But I forgot he did say make it hurt or make her suffer or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were beating the fuck out of her, and it's like yeah, she got up and was perfectly fine.
Right. Disney couldn't show how bad she was getting beat up. They whooped her ass. All those moves that they were doing, sliding, kneeing her in the face, she would have had like 2 black eyes. Her shit would have been swelled to his clothes. She had a bloody nose.
Should have been
And a
fucked up.
dislocated shoulder.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a lot of disappointment to me. Like the scene with the helicopter at the prison was just like just way too much. Now that I think of it, yeah, I give it a fucking Fast and Furious rating. It was something like that.
Yeah,
It was
it
just
was
like
nuts.
I know it's a whole MCU thing where a bunch of unbelievable shit's supposed to happen, but like, come on, just make it like I was hoping that at least a movie that was not about a superhero, but just like a super spy, I guess,
Yeah.
will be based in a little bit more reality. But nah, they
No,
was
no
like,
way.
nah, fuck that shit, family, bitch.
Let's talk about the fucking Red Room that was hovering over the sky. That
I mean,
their
that kind of
plant. Oh my god.
that gave me what's that shit? Winter Soldier vibe. So
But it was a terrible plan. It was a terrible plan. And in my eyes, I feel like they went up there to blow up the Red Room that's going to come down and kill every single
oh,
person.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
You're sitting there
where
hella high in
they,
the sky. It's going to fall somewhere.
they didn't even specify where it was at or where it would land. Because yeah, if it was like over the ocean, that's all good. But they didn't. Did they ever specify that? Oh,
No.
this shit's over fucking California, or it's over a densely populated area. They didn't say none of that shit.
And also, did that meant that the mom, I forgot the mom's name, let me look it up real quick in the movie, Melina had to have given Black Widow the coordinates of the Red Room? Maybe she already knew where the Red Room was. Oh, she did. Black Widow knew where it was already.
How did she know?
Because
She
she said she created the cells. Remember when she let
no,
people out of
no,
the jail
no.
cells?
Black Widow didn't know. The mom knew, so she had to give her all that shit in that short amount of time. Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay. I
Keep her in
thought
that
Black Widow
room.
knew
Yeah.
I thought Black Widow knew where the Red Room was because when she let them out of the cells, she was like, I created the locks on these cells and took off the face, and it was actually Black Widow under the mom's face. So I figured that Black Widow knew where it was. But anyways, that means Black Widow had to get the coordinates to the Red Room and figure all this shit out in order to pull that whole switcheroo off.
Which happened like really, really fast. So
really,
they had a lot of time to
didn't even know in the movie. Yeah.
They had a lot of time to come up with this elaborate plan. So
right. Yeah.
Which wasn't that elaborate. It wasn't that elaborate. But
right. And the plan was to go up there and blow the shit up.
Yeah, they didn't have an escape. They had no kind of escape plan at all.
Yeah, I guess they didn't need one. They're just jumping out the fucking airplanes.
Family, bitch.
Yeah, like what? What's his name? Let's see. The guy that they're trying to kill this whole time, Dreykov. What'd you think about what they were doing? The opening scene was pretty epic, though. It kind of got me. It gave me a James Bond kind of feel. The song was powerful. It showed him kidnapping the girls, trafficking to be pretty much Black Widow spies, super agents. What'd you think about the opening?
I thought that one. I mean, the opening at the very beginning. I thought that was good. That was probably like one of my favorite parts of the movie was the opening.
Right, exactly. The opening was dope.
Yeah, even though like they didn't really display that the red. I just got his name. I'm saying it over and over again. What was his name again?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. They didn't display. Yeah, they didn't display the powers too much, but that was the best display of his abilities and stuff. Even though he's shooting motherfuckers with guns and he's a horrible fucking aim, but I mean he's on a wing of a plane. So.
Right. Yeah, and he was just dipping out with fucking.
I like they immediately showed his power. And he threw the fucking garbage thing up, So there was that. But at the same time, with him being a super soldier, I feel like okay, give this motherfucker some kind of armor. He don't need to shoot guns. You see how fast them fuckers could run? He could just run and take them cars out with his bare fucking hands.
Right.
Rhino status, but he decided to get on a wing and shoot, and it's like, no, motherfucker, just run, take them out real quick, jump back on the plane, and then be about yours. But apparently he wanted to jeopardize the whole fucking mission by hanging on the wing of the fucking plane, shooting the fucking rifle. I don't know. I feel like there were just different options he could have did to stop Shield from fucking with them, rather than shooting a fucking rifle when he has literal like superhuman strength.
Yeah.
But and speed. Like this motherfucker would run at like speeds above 30 miles an hour. I don't know. In that fucking the Civil War in the freeway scene, they have to be running like at 60 miles an hour. They were out running the cars, and that was on the freeway.
Absolutely.
So he could definitely run at speeds higher than fucking 60, 70 miles an hour. He could have easily caught up, fucked those things up, ran back, got on the fucking plane, and was out.
And how did he get put in jail is my question as well. Like,
I think he mentioned. I think what's his name put him in there. The main villain.
But how does he put a super soldier in jail? This, Black Widows can put him in jail.
Well, no, he probably just thought in his head that these
He
people
might
have
kill him.
they have more resources. Even though I'm super soldier, I'm not invincible. So
Hmm.
you know, and it's not he doesn't have that whole fear of being raped or anything in prison because he can fuck everybody up at the same time.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
you know,
He's chilling, breaking people's arms on arm wrestling. Yeah. I
but I
feel
mean, he was like still he would have been my favorite character if they would have just made him a little more serious and gave him a little bit more actual like just usefulness, you know,
Mhm.
and they didn't do that.
Yeah.
The movie itself, like I said, I don't I feel like it was not very good. It felt like it was on the same level or maybe a little bit less worse level. Now I would say the same level as that Iron Man. What was it again? The one with the Mandarin?
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah, I didn't like it
And
at all either.
but I would still maybe give that a little bit more watchability than the Black Widow movie,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit. Because like if I was to try and say like I would never, I couldn't see myself ever watching Black Widow again.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I couldn't, but I could see myself watching that again. But maybe it's because it's been such a long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like there were some aspects of it, like the little kid, the new tech that he was building there and using that, and that was probably it. That was probably it for that movie. But the reveal for Mandarin, which in that movie was fucking horrible, but at least I knew it was gonna be horrible. I hated it from the trailers. Like when they showed who it was playing it, I was like, this is some bullshit. I'm not gonna like this. So
Yeah.
I wasn't super surprised. This one, they tried to keep it a surprise and it made it even worse. It was like I already didn't like his design. He looked like a fucking, what did you say? He said he looked like something. What was it again? He said before.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian mixed with a Power Ranger,
Yeah, for sure.
and then the fact that they did like you have the MCU that has like phenomenal fucking CG, and they're like, oh, let's go ahead and just throw this little skinny girl's head on top of this big dude's body
Right.
and show it from the side to make it look even more unrealistic.
Yeah, that was a terrible choice.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Terrible choice.
I don't know who was there in the shooting. The director was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'd have been like, yeah, we basically got to spend money to reshoot this because this ain't gonna happen. Let's just give her boobs. Let's give her boobs and scale her down a little bit.
Right. Yeah. They did an extra. They tried to extra make him like walk weird, so it could be a woman. But if you look back the second time, it's like this could be a woman, but it doesn't show like it's 100% a man. I don't know. That review was so.
I mean, my biggest thing I hated about it was I'm like, this is a good chance to bring in like another ability, not like some fucking CG shit, but another actual ability that can later be explained off as a mutant ability or whatever. I don't even know if that character, what was his name, Tony Masters or something like that in the comics. I don't know if he is a mutant. I think he just has fucking photographic memory and photographic movement. So he can like look at somebody's shit and mimic them immediately the first time looking at them. But they could have at least just brought in a character, and with all the other powers and abilities they have in the MCU, what would be so far fetched to just explain it that way? And to make it a girl would have been fine. Like that part would have been fine. They had no reason to hide that until they revealed it. I understand they wanted to reveal like, oh, it's the daughter, but nobody would have thought that anyways. I wouldn't have fucking thought, oh, this little girl that got blew the fuck up is now Taskmaster. I wouldn't even give a fuck about that.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't add to the story at all. It doesn't really.
Yeah, the fact that you have the Red Room, which is a bunch of fucking souped up ass females kicking everybody's ass, it would not have been too far fetched for me to be like, yeah, the Taskmaster could be a girl if that's where she comes from, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to play it off as a dude. That part was stupid, and then just the fact that it was a fucking robot, pretty much. Like it was not like an actual ability. It was just, and I feel like maybe in the future, if they want to like go back, and because the Taskmaster is a major character in the fucking MCU, you know, if they want to go back later on and pull some like modern, the Mandarin shit like they did now, where they're like, oh yeah, they got that idea from a real person, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
They can do that, but it's just like they completely shit the ball, or what they call it again?
Shit the bed.
Yeah, with this. So
yeah, they sure did that. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, and it was like a little too late, man, for people to care about this movie because
a lot too late.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be in between like Civil War and Infinity War. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to fit right in that pocket, but it still feels like who cares about this kind of story? The fighting was better than like some of the, better than Loki, of course.
Oh yeah, the fighting was good. The actual choreography was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was just, it just didn't make us care more about Black Widow. Um, we knew she was gonna die, so it didn't add any extra oomph to her character already. That we already know.
Yeah, we weren't expecting her to get killed in this at all. So yeah,
Right? Yeah, and I don't
I
know.
wasn't. I wasn't expecting her sister to get killed because I know that they're gonna end up bringing her back for the next role because she was a pretty. I thought she was a good character.
Mhm.
Like, um, like, did anybody fucking get killed? I just I don't think anybody died in this one. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
not really.
all of them come back. Even the whole fucking Red Room girls are now all like good, I guess, so they can come back. They'll probably get recruited by fucking Sword or some shit, which would be dope.
Well, if you remember when Dreykov went to that computer and pressed the button, there's hella Black Widows all over the world. So
Yeah, so I'm saying like they can go and change them, and I'll get recruited by Sword. Now he'll have like a elite ass. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't really know much about
I
the
don't
Red
like that
Room
there's
and
so
comic.
many. With all the different Black Widows, with them being thousands and thousands of them, what makes Black Widow so special? And if there's so many, it's like what makes the main one that we know and love, that we spend so much time building the character, what makes her character so significant if we have all these other
Well,
characters that are supposed to be on our par?
she was probably one of the better ones,
Right,
out
right.
of the bunch, because her sister was like the leader before she got that shit sprayed in her face. So, maybe that one, she was just, even though they're all really fucking good, she's
Hmm.
just better than them all slightly because she is a human nonetheless. So that's pretty
Yeah.
much all it is. It's like, I mean, and she's fought next to gods, so gods and hopes. So
Yeah, and she held her
yeah,
own. Yeah,
yeah, she's got that age. I don't know. I mean, yeah,
like the Batman group.
I feel like they made that. The only thing that pissed me off about it was like when she was fighting with the Dormelage in was it Infinity Wars? And like that one who was like the head of the Dormelage who was having issues fighting against that one girl, and then Black Widow came and pretty much like they didn't even have it like they had them fight together, but when it came to like defeating her, it was all Black Widow.
Hmm.
The other girl didn't even help, so it was like it kind of just took away from the fact that the Dormelage are like these dope ass fucking fighters. And it's like, oh, but Black Widow's better than her. We're not gonna say why, but she is. And it's like, yeah, they could have did better than that.
Right.
They could have had teamwork a little bit better. So
Black Widow can kick a bunch of times and kick, and just do a.
yeah.
What's that move she does where she does a bunch of like cartwheels around your body just to end up kicking you in your leg? I think the sister did a move like that in the movie. It was hella shit. Like she saw the security guard, she ran up his body, twisted her legs around his neck, and just tripped him,
Yeah. The
kicked
little
him in the leg.
fucking
Like, what are you doing all that just to trip him?
the luchador shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. It's wild.
I like the
But
fact the sister was making fun of her little fucking poses and stuff. That shit was funny.
yeah, why do you land like this and flip your hair
Yeah.
like this? Yeah, that is funny. And then she
Like
gets
the movie had potential, and they just like I want to sit down and like see who's in these rooms because they have multiple people who they go through to make these decisions, and a lot of people sit there and be like, nah, like they just vote off of it. It's like just one person has like to say so. I mean, I'm sure they do the director, but it's like does that director just not take other people's opinions or
right.
whatever?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is gonna be another one of those movies that I hate to say it, but like a lot of times when they have movies that come out that are like predominantly female
Yeah.
and they don't do good, they blame it on like, oh, just dudes aren't used to this. And it's like, well, I mean, I really like the first what's that shit called again? Wonder Woman. That shit was
Mhm.
dope.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of females in there, some badass females, and it was just really good writing and really good directing. And
Hmm.
part two was fucking trash. I don't know what they did
Yeah.
with part two. That shit was toilet water. But the first one was epic. I've watched that movie a few times, and it's like it can be done. It's just it's not done right. I feel like it's the same way when I see like Tyler Perry movies and stuff. I don't know. I don't understand why people like those movies. They're fucking dumb to me because they're not. Yeah, but people might be like, oh, if they don't get good rating, people might be like, oh, it's just because they're black. It's like no, they fucking suck to me.
Right,
They do.
and kind of repetitive as well.
They're very
Sometimes
repetitive
the
and
same plot premise.
yeah, it's like just go ahead and figure out. There's movies that are like all men that do horrible. It's just depending on the direction of the movie. Like fucking Ghostbusters, fucking horrible. Like
Yeah.
that movie was horrible.
The
Birds of
remake one?
Prey. Yeah, Birds of Prey. That shit was not a good movie at all to me.
Yeah, I don't really remember it at all.
I
Uh,
do, and I do. I just remember that they made Harley Quinn like Black Widow. So she was
yeah,
like doing shit that like, where did she get this training from? She's a fucking therapist. Like, where did she
right.
learn how to do all these martial arts? I don't even think the Joker does martial arts. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the story that they had for Wonder Woman in the new Justice League on the Zack Snyder cut. I like that a lot too. How
Yeah,
they had her protecting one of the mother boxes, and the whole side storyline for that was pretty dope.
yeah. Actually, and like, yeah, that movie that was like one of my favorite parts was the parts where they went into the whole the what is it called again? Amazonia, where it is.
Themyscira.
Them scary. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite parts of it, and like, even in that movie, Wonder Woman was one of my favorite characters.
Hmm.
But this last one they made, I don't know who the fuck directed it, who made it, and who thought that was a good idea to make that movie. It was just so lame. Like, and I understand they were trying to stick it to like the '80s like style, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, even though '80s look like I grew up in the '80s or whatnot, partially I grew up in the '90s too, but the '80s was corny as fuck. Like, it was corny as fuck. So it was like, anything you make that is representing the '80s without like making it a comedy is gonna be corny as fuck. And so it's like, unless you make it a drug movie, you can make it a drug movie and then say then it won't be, because '80s is big for drugs and shit like that too. But yeah, it was just, that movie was corny. I didn't like it that much. But I feel like they can do it. They just got to do it right. Even with Captain Marvel, that was mostly because they just didn't do a very good job with connecting with the main character.
Oh yeah, they're
No.
moving off from Miss Marvel though. They're not giving her the main title this time. It's
I know it's gonna be
The
the
Marvel.
Marvels, yeah,
Yeah.
because now you got more characters that people can relate to, hopefully. And because I don't even call the first one Captain Marvel. I call it the Fury origin story. So that's what it
Yeah.
was. That was the part. That's the only reason why I've watched that shit more than one time was because of Fury.
Mhm.
You know, you get like a little some Agent Coleman in there, which is cool. His
Mhm.
origins too.
Mhm.
So but as far as like her, she was just not very. And I don't even know if she's a good actress. Like, I've seen her in other stuff.
Brie Larson.
Yeah, but she always kind of has that same unrelatable like personality and everything I've seen her in. So it might just been a bad pick for the character, for the actress. I
Right.
don't know,
Yeah.
but because she was like that in that damn something takes over the world, or remember that guy who was her boyfriend and he had to fight against all her super boyfriends. It was a stupid fucking movie.
Scott Pilgrim. I like that movie actually.
It was stupid to me, but she
Is
was
that
in
her in
that.
that?
I believe it was her in that. I might be wrong, but if it wasn't, then whoever it was playing that character was very dull. It was a
Oh
very
yeah.
dull character, yeah. So I don't know what else she played in that I could think of, but
She played in Jump Street.
huh?
21 Jump Street.
She had to be dull because I don't remember her in that at all.
Well,
So
he was a
okay.
love interest of Jonah Hill when she was in the acting class, and then shoot, yeah. Well, I
I,
guess
I, I, I remember the movie. I just don't remember that. My name is
yeah,
Jed. My name is
yeah.
Jed.
I think that was the second one though. My
That
name
was
was
the second one.
yeah.
Well, maybe I don't remember the first one
The
then.
first one was when Dave Franco was in it. And you remember Dave
Oh
Franco?
yeah, but I still don't remember her. I do. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, she was in that. But anyways, yeah, I feel like shit though they're gonna do a good job of bringing the female leads into it.
I hope so.
Some of these are kind of forced to kind of throw it in your face, because I feel like this one they tried to make took every chance they could to make the men seem stupid. Like, even as they're
Yeah.
falling to their death, they're still shooting, trying to
That's,
kill people
yeah.
as
It
they're
gave
falling
me.
out of the sky.
It gave me the. This gave me the Homer and Peter Griffin feel. That's what
Yeah,
they played off of. With this. Especially with the Red Guardian, he was pretty much just fucking Peter Griffin and Homer put together or some shit with superpowers.
yeah,
Um, and I feel like that's where they go wrong, because they don't have to make men look stupid just to make the women look good. They have two good lead female characters, because Black Widow and her sister in this were fine. Like, there
yeah.
was nothing wrong with their characters at all. Their characters
Mhm.
actually did good. If anything, those were the things that probably made me want to watch the movie the most and made me enjoy the movie the most, was their relationship.
Right.
You know, it would have made it better if they didn't make the Red Guardian a fucking dumbass, and if they would have just kept a lot of that shit about Taskmaster fixed up, or just took the character out entirely. Like they would have just made it a girl from the get go. They made it where it was just a dope ass girl that can fucking mimic people's movements and shit like that. I'd have been perfectly fine with that.
It could have still been Taskmaster.
It could have been. That's what I'm saying. They could have still had a Taskmaster, but just took away all the mystery and all the robotics.
Yeah, because the name doesn't really assign a gender to it.
Nah, Antonia. Tony is a female's name, so
yeah,
it's a male and female's name. But my dad's name is Tony, but then there's also Tony Braxton with finance. So yeah,
I feel that. Yeah. So yeah, what do you give this on the scale from in MCU movies? What do you rank it? Is it
it's my least favorite.
You're very like bottom out of all of them. Damn, I feel it.
But I'm also not a good scale of that, because like my favorite is Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. That's like one of my top 3.
Yeah, and then like my actually I take that back. My favorite is Winter Soldier. Ragnarok's right after that, and then like after that it's like a flip up between you're gonna laugh at this, but was it No Way Home and fucking The Incredible Hulk?
I feel which one? The original?
No, the
MCU one.
The MCU Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
It's kind of in there because it's supposed to be, but they don't have it on Disney or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But yeah, I liked that movie. I thought it was good. I don't understand why people hated it so much. I liked it. And I don't even like Spider-Man, and you know, the Spider-Man movie to me was pretty good. So
I feel that. My top 3. I like Ragnarok a lot. I'm a big fan of that. I find myself, what else do I find myself watching a lot? The original Avengers is pretty sick to me. I don't know if I'll put that in my top 3, but I know wrestling in the top 3. I don't know which one's top 1 yet. I know I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. So that one I feel like will be in my top 3. Just that I don't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That shit gets on my nerves so much. Just the whole ego thing. It was a little much for me. How the movie was kind of centered around that, and didn't really. I don't know. It just kind of showed you that Star-Lord had powers towards the end, and he just kind of lost them and doesn't have them ever again. And
it also made you look at the Celestials as like not as dominant as they should be.
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like Ragnarok a lot, just from the action. I'm a big Hulk fan, so whenever you get to see Hulk on a master level, and me too, I kind of find myself forgetting how strong Thor is supposed to be in the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you get a view on. It kind of reminded me of, damn, this fool can go OP at any moment. And this did a good job of taking him out of that category as the funny guy that thinks he's hella strong, and he is in moments, but this actually showed it when he knocked his ass. And they had to use a little thing in his neck to get him.
To make him lose, yeah. Even though, I mean, when the Hulk is like at his full power, I don't know, because even when Thor's at his full power, that motherfucker's epic too. So it's kind of like a back and forth. I like it.
Thanos fucking was whooping all their asses. We had some Infinity Stones, but he didn't have all of them at the time. But he was giving it to all.
They even said that like when he was fighting against the Hulk, he was just using his regular skill for that. So, and I believe it, because remember how he cut up the fucking shield, and the shield is made out of vibranium. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck metal is his sword made out of that can cut vibranium like that. But
it took all of them. It took all of them.
And the Hulk didn't do nothing. I hate the fact that they dumbed down the Hulk in those, because I guess they feel like the Hulk was just too much of a. He was too epic. But I feel like even like in the last one, in Endgame, like, you know, they kind of dumped his powers down, dumped down his healing ability, because his healing ability is on Wolverine status.
Right.
And what the fuck is this?
And they made it seem more like a social issue with Bruce Banner and the Hulk. They're kind of saying that Bruce Banner only calls on Hulk when they want him to fight and be used as a big weapon. He's tired of being used only as a weapon, so he decided to come out and fight Thanos. That's why it was like, no.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Which is dumb. Yeah. You don't have to dumb down one of the best characters in the MCU to fit a fucking storyline. I feel like he personally if you want to be real about it, they made the Hulk personally responsible for the whole Loki event because he came down the stairs tripping, knocking the case out of the dude's hand, allowing Loki to get it, which I didn't like. I don't know.
Yeah, it was dumb.
I didn't like that scene at all.
They're doing a thing with making a lot of the more powerful people in the movies, in whatever movie they're in, like useless and more of a comic relief. Even if you look at Guardians of the Galaxy with Drax,
Yeah,
they make Drax he's damn near a useless funny dude. They dumb his powers down so much from the comics, it's ridiculous.
right.
He's literally like, if it wasn't for those knives, like it doesn't show him being super powerful. He fighting wise, he hasn't really done anything at all. So he's pretty much just a look and a laugh. That's all he is. And he does a great job of being a laugh. But it's like, show his ass actually get down. I want to see him fight. Like, show his you show Rocket Raccoon's use. You definitely show Groot's use. You know, and I mean.
You got David Bautista. He's a fucking action star now. Use him.
Yeah.
You just fucking have him standing there making jokes all day.
Yeah, let him actually hit somebody and hurt somebody rather than like the only time you ever see him do anything is in Endgame when he's like on that thing stabbing it in the back, and it's like he doesn't really do shit else, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that is wild.
They do that a lot with the really more just brute-full, powerful characters. They just make them as a comic relief, pretty much. Right. You know, even they were doing that with Thor. They're trying to make Thor like that. It's like, you don't have to do that with these characters. Like, you can do other stuff with them to make them more useful, or at least give them like characters that they can have a real fight with, rather than, because like they could have had Hulk fight against the big ass fucking dude with got his hand cut off in the first one. Mm-hmm. They could have had him and Hulk go at it. That would have been a nice little fight scene. Somebody is like on the same level as him. But they decided not to do that, and it's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, and thinking back on it, I don't want to critique Endgame and Infinity War too much, but there's so many more people that are already in the MCU universe that could have been really handy to fight Thanos. Like, I don't know, maybe they're supposed to be dead, but fuck, like, what? Just imagine if Hela was there fighting with them against Thanos and shit. She was OP as hell.
I think that was the only part about Ragnarok I didn't like was Hela, because in the comics she's never that kind of a person. She doesn't like try and conquer anything. Mm-hmm. She literally, she's like the fucking Grim Reaper in a way. She just wants souls. Mm-hmm. And she has particular people that she doesn't like because they don't die. Like, she doesn't like Thor. She wants his soul. She doesn't like Wolverine because obviously this nigga don't die, so she wants his soul. But she's not like the kind of person that goes and tries to conquer shit. Mm-hmm. That's her dad, Loki, and they made Loki not her father. They made her pretty much brothers, which is stupid. So they fucked her character up to me, I think. But the movie, that's another movie where they did some shit that I didn't like. I really didn't like that at all. But I still love the fucking movie. So
yeah, that character, I mean, though it may not have been a right origin story, but just how they made her in the movie was cool to me. I really like.
Oh, she was OP. OP as fuck. The actress did a good job. It was. Mm-hmm. I think it was just the change of the actual origin story was like shit to me. Mm-hmm. But they got a great person to play her. They got, I just feel like it didn't have to be her. I didn't like also the way they took out Thor's homeboys. That easy.
Oh yeah, hella easy.
Yeah, I was whack. I mean, they still had the Japanese one do his thing, but he still got took the fuck out too.
And they have so much room to do such a good movie with all of them that they didn't really do. They kind of did a couple of those scenes in the first couple of Thor movies, but that had potential. That team was so like, it was such a variation in characters and all the different things they can do.
But now with this multiverse thing, they can bring all of them back.
Yeah,
bring everybody back. And it's funny because they can be like, oh, well, technically it's not the time travel, fix all, because a lot of movies use time travel for fix all. They do it in comics a lot too. When something happens that is like just complete devastation, it's like, oh, let's fix it with time travel. And here they're like, oh, technically it's not time travel, even though time is kind of in the equation.
It's time bending.
Yeah, it's multiverse, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's family, bitch.
Family, yeah. You need to see Fast 9 so you can talk a little bit about that.
I don't want to.
Space Jam just came out too. Speaking of,
I know. Isn't it? I think it's on HBO or something like that.
HBO Max, yeah. It's not really good.
Anthony has that, so I can definitely watch that. But I wasn't expecting it to be good. I feel like some shit just needs to be left in the past. Come on, they should
Yeah.
left. Like if they were gonna do a Ghostbusters, they should have like, did a real like fucking sequel to it, which would have been great, or just like a remake or something like that, but like actual remake of it with like the same characters. They have to make them all different uh, genders and stuff. But I would have rather them do like a sequel to it and maybe had like they all had daughters. I'd be fine with that. And what was the other one? Well, that right there, they definitely didn't have to do Space Jam. Like, I don't understand the point of that. It wasn't even in space, was it?
It was more like a computer server verse type of shit. There's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff going on.
they're tough.
These kids nowadays, it's kind of hard to entertain them, so they went everywhere with that goddamn movie.
Yeah, the internet gives people the attention span of a goldfish. So
No, yeah, and you can definitely tell it's a WB movie because in the movie they promoted it all the time. It was pretty much LeBron James talking about himself and his accomplishments. He had it's all funny. They had WB. It was a Warner Brothers movie. They dropped it on Warner Brothers, so they had every character from Warner Brothers make a cameo in the show. And
except for Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, except for Pepe Le Pew. Looney Tunes were in it. They had Iron Giant, King Kong, all the Boomerang characters from like Cartoon Network and shit were in there. Like it was just like a full-on, PR stunt for WB, pretty much, with LeBron James in it.
What do you think about that Pepe Le Pew thing? That shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I me personally, I'm gonna be on a different side probably than you on that one because I always thought Pepe Le Pew was kind of rapey. When I watched the cartoon, I always hoped he didn't get the cat because
I know I never wanted him to get the cat. I just thought it was hilarious. To me, I always liked it the fact that he would get fucked up in the process. Like that was one of my favorite skits in there. It was like this dude's fucking way over the top and he gets fucked up every time in the process of doing this. So it's like they could have went that route with it, but I've never hated him. That was like one of my favorite skits in the old shows back when I was a little kid because it was just funny to see this guy who was just way over the top, a fucking just damn near rapist, fucked up every time. So it's like,
but he was like a nonstop rapist. So like fucking Wile E. Coyote, you just get back up and
but it's like it shows you. It's like first of all, it's like to me because even as a kid, he came off as a creep. So it like I feel like watching that kind of installed in me like I don't want to be like that, and it didn't make it wasn't the other way around where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that to females because I like getting fucking hit in the head with fucking frying pans and shit and fucked up by females. It makes no sense. I don't know, it never installed in me to go around and be a fucking rapist. It was the opposite. If anything, it made me like not want to be like that kind of a person.
I feel it, but me personally, I'm not the one that's gonna fall on the sword for Pepe Le Pew as far as Looney Tune characters go.
But I think it's just like it's like a weird childhood, like I don't know, just tearing up certain things from our childhood or my childhood at least.
I feel it, yeah, definitely I feel that for sure. I fucked my version of that more so when I was young and I paid attention to really was the Johnny Bravo.
There you go, yeah.
That fool used to get, but he was more respectful with it. He would be like, "Hey, pretty mama," and they would just go ahead be out of pocket and just punch him in the face.
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew was actually like touchy feely to the
grabbing
fullest,
stroking your head, kissing on you. Johnny Bravo would just ask you a question, they would just punch his ass in the face, and he'd be like, "Damn, all right," not go chase after the same girl and keep getting beat up. He would go find another one and try to find a different girl and got beat up some more, but he didn't go as far as, oh, just because you look like a skunk, I have entitled to just go and, I don't know. It was weird. It was always weird to me. Always kind of weird. So me, it's more so like people are just not realizing that now. It's like, why did
I think it's the times. It's like, I don't know. I understand, like, when people be like, oh, at that time it was different, and then people try and like equate that to like race, like oh, well, they tear down these monuments for presidents because they were, slave owners. But at the time, that was the norm. But it's like, yeah, at the same time, it's like this is a fucking cartoon or a person saying something funny compared to somebody who literally owned human beings. So it's like,
I feel it, but I think at the same time, it had its hints of being racist anyway. Just calling the fucking French rapists. That's and kind of
Ooh,
over sexualized. So I
I
feel
never
like
thought
that's what it
about
was
that
supposed to
way.
be a trope on that, anyways.
I
Like,
never thought about that.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just seemed like, okay, you're saying the French are they love over hard, they're overly sexualized.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
back in
But
the days before Looney Tunes, I feel like I seen a tape of Looney. I had a VHS where I seen Bugs Bunny go into full blackface and go into super like
I mean,
racist mode back.
well, I mean, all those cartoons they all derived from stuff from the past. Like they had like the little fucking white gloves they all wear.
Hmm.
They came from back in the day when they had those dudes who like dressed up in blackface because they were black people who dressed up in blackface, or they because they didn't want to they wouldn't let black people act, so they had to act like they were white people acting like black people to whatever. And they also had those people who would just like be the step and fetch it guys who would sit there and like do the little fucking dances for white people, and they wore those little white gloves all the time. And when they made like the cartoons, they pretty much made them in those styles, which is why a lot of the characters are black, like
Hmm.
Daffy Duck or fucking Mickey Mouse and shit like that. And then as they wanted to move away from that, the racist aspect of it, they still kept a lot of the traits.
Yeah. So
That's why Daffy Duck got them big ass fucking lips, and he's always getting fucked up because he's literally supposed to be representation of a black person.
yeah,
That's what he's supposed to
so
be. Yeah.
that's shady. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe Pepe Le Pew was never supposed to be looked at in a good light in the first place, and now they're just now looking at it as like, okay, rather than people realize this is a fucking racist act that we were trying to even instill in people's minds in the first place, let's just say that he's sexually harassing this cat, and let's just cancel him. It's a fucking
Yeah, I feel
cartoon
it.
character. How you canceling cartoon characters? Nobody was
I mean,
checking.
I feel like it would have been a good thing to like throw like a little clip of him in there doing some shit and him just getting fucked up and like just like let people know like yeah, see this is what happens to fucking Harvey Weinstein's in this bitch or some shit.
Yeah, I feel it. These fools, Pepe Le Pew, it's kind of a yeah. Whoever created that character more so needs to be questioned than anything.
It was Harvey Weinstein.
Right. But yeah, how did we get here? I'm not too sure. But
I don't know.
Black Widow, yeah, it's kind of towards the bottom. I'm sorry. I kind of put it towards where Thor 2 was, the fucking whatever that one was called. I didn't really like that one at all. I can't even sit there and watch it with the full
With
attention.
the dark elves and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't very good.
it wasn't really good at all. So Black Widow, I mean, I hope it's not the last time we see Scarlett Johansson in the MCU because she cannot go out like that. And we'll be remiss if we didn't talk about that kind of like last scene. I don't know if it was an end credit scene, but when they showed her the picture of Ronan and said that he killed Natasha, which was another stupid thing to try to say.
Well, not really because the girl who's saying it is clearly a bad guy.
Right.
Mrs. Hydra, whatever they call her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing that to manipulate people, clearly.
Right.
But I mean, I feel like that's stupid because if she's supposed to be smart, she knows what's gonna end up happening. Hawkeye is first and foremost
Her best friend.
Yeah, they were best friends. He's not like a pushover, so if she goes and tries to attack his ass, eventually he's gonna be able to like display like or to explain to her, hey, no, that was my homie, like you know. So it's gonna pretty much fuck up her one of her good agents, you know.
Right. Unless they're trying to recruit Ronan to be part of that Thunderbolts team that she ends up putting together anyways. But
Maybe.
I don't think they'll recruit Ronan. I think they'll just kind of like I don't know actually. Who knows what the end game of it is?
No, they recruit Taskmaster.
Yep, Taskmaster, U.S. agent. And
I hope they never bring that character back in Taskmaster. I don't know. They did do something with that character.
Yeah, they probably do what you said, man. Just kind of actually bring in the real guy. They did do her stupid. They even like the part just to go back a little bit into the movie, the part where she was locked in the jail cell and Natasha let her out and she still was trying to go after her. Like that was a little much.
So stupid, yeah. But it wasn't a little much only because she had the same stuff that they all had, the fucking thing in her head to make her. But it was like you knew she was going like this stuff is a thing. You've already been through the whole movie and explained this like your sister that they all have a mental fucking chip in their head or whatever it is, programming that makes them want to do whatever he says. And like you're gonna let her out knowing that she's not gonna fucking not try and kill you because she hasn't been deprogrammed yet.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it was kind of like a false ultimatum.
Yeah,
I think I don't know, they didn't really have to make Taskmaster be related to, not necessarily related like family, but be involved in the storyline with Natasha. I feel like they tried too hard to do that. They could have just made Taskmaster be a random character, yet they
Yeah,
had to try to connect her to Natasha somehow.
they could have brought Taskmaster in somewhere else. They could have. There's so many villains they could have brought to this movie that they could have did that same thing with, and I would have felt way different about it because I wouldn't give a fuck about them, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's shitty. Marvel, we know you got a lot more stuff coming up soon, and we cannot wait to see it. I think the next thing we got after we have What If coming on August 11th. And then we got some more shit. I think I don't know if you're gonna see Suicide Squad. I want to check that shit out a little bit. So we have a lot more superhero stuff coming. Loki may be over, but we got another show coming right around the corner, and a lot more movies.
Loki's coming back.
Yeah, they come in with episode 7. They tricked us.
Now they said they got a new season. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah. Hopefully they filmed it already, and we gotta wait hella long for this next season to drop.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? They'll make us wait a fucking year, 2 years for that shit because I didn't see it on the docket.
I didn't either.
So you probably gotta wait till 2022 to see that bad boy. But like we always like to do, putting a bow on this episode, I like to let them know where they can find us at, aka where can they find you at?
Instagram, what is that shit called again? Akil Young, I think. I don't even know.
Where the fuck is the EP? We've been promoting the EP.
Oh, I'm literally waiting for Chris to come up with the album art, and then we can put it out. All I'm waiting for is the album art. So in a little while, I mean, I'm just gonna fucking, I don't know. That's the only thing we're waiting for now. All the songs are mixed up, mastered, and done. It's just waiting for the album art.
All right. I feel that. Well,
Yeah.
you know where you can find your boy at SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Best of Bias. You can find the Best of Bias podcast on Instagram under the Best of Bias. Just check that name out. YouTube, of course. We're getting the episode 5 review reposted for you because, I mean, CBS didn't like the clips we posted of Wilder and Deontay. Deontay is Wilder, but Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fighting. We have to go back and repost that video with a little pop culture section revised. But episode 5 and 6 will be up and available to you by Monday. I want to say Monday. Give us a couple of days. You have both these episodes out there on the YouTube for you.
What is today? Saturday?
Today is Saturday.
Yeah, I could probably get this shit done by tomorrow. This one right here will probably be done. 5 will be up by tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. It's already at 70%. I'm actually surprised at how fast this shit's going.
Well, yeah, just send it to me after you're done, and I can post it up, and the people will have it. Best of Bias family, thank you for being here. Of course, you can subscribe on the YouTube. You watching it here on YouTube now, man. I'm talking to you. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, because we're going to keep pumping this good flavor in your ear. More reviews coming soon. We got sports coming soon. Anime Kumite, man. I haven't talked to Deshaun recently, so I don't know when this next one's coming. Do you want to hold Doctor Strange and King for him, or do you want to just move on to a new matchup? What do you want to do with that?
We can go to the matchup. Have you been watching that damn show?
7 Deadly Sins? Yes. I think I almost watched all the new season.
You see King OP as fuck now, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It might be a problem.
Yeah. When you got them wings and that long hair.
Yeah,
he was ready. So yeah, we're gonna get some more of those going.
We can think of something else and then just like get we can get somebody. I think I have a friend who would know more about this shit than Deshaun anyways, who can mediate for us. I talk to him and see what he says. He's an old friend from college, but he's definitely a little more versed in this stuff than any of us, I think. But he can do a mediator on there and choose, or he can actually. I'll talk to him and see what he says.
Yeah, I'm always working on lists of character and matchups. So, Best of Bias listeners, if you have any matchups you want to hear about, come on and send them to us so we can get that shit on here. If anybody wants to rep a character, bring a character to the show with some suggestions. Come on, bring it on. We got plenty of people to be judges. We got plenty of people that know anime, know regular superheroes, video game characters, any other kind of comic book or like cartoon characters I want to bring to this. We gonna have it. But yeah, man, it's getting bigger and better, man. We got some surprises and some big announcements coming here real soon. You see the background upgrades. We have more upgrades coming soon. New sound quality. It's a lot of stuff. Exciting times here in the Best of Bias family, Best of Bias podcast. So Hope you guys are here for the upgrades and the new and improvements. Anything you got coming soon today besides the EP that you want them to know about?
Nah, I'm trying to get back on working on some more music, trying to get in that vibe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just doing it for fun, but shit makes me feel peaceful, so it's all good.
No, yeah, for sure. So tomorrow, maybe we can brainstorm some pop culture topics. Maybe we get on here, get some more content recorded. I got to help my grandma move early in the morning, like at 10 o'clock. But after that, I'll probably be back at the house chilling. Got some TV premieres coming. Another season of Power is coming out, Raising Kanan. It's supposed to be the origin story of how 50 Cent's character came to be in Power. So that starts on Showtime on Sunday.
Never even watched Power.
Oh yeah, Power is pretty good. So a lot of shit going down. Also, a new season of Animal Kingdom is out now. If you watch Animal Kingdom, you already know it's good. So check that shit out. But all in all, we love y'all. It's the Best of Bias podcast, baby. Bigger, better, and back in action. It's your boy Lydell, aka we out of here. Where my theme song at with it?
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.